Hi everyone, this is my Module 7 presentation on family involvement. So the main characters of the mini case study that I read is Mr. Rolnick. He is a teacher, and we have Joel, who's a student, and then we have Mrs. Pham, who is Joel's mother, and we have Mr. Pham, who is Joel's father, and we have Miles, who is Joe's classmate, and then we have Miss Smith, who is Mr. Rolnick's co-worker. So those were the people and the main characters of the mini case study that I read. So just a brief summary of the case. So this is a case that revolved around family involvement when it comes to a child's education. So Joel Pham's parents only come to parent conferences. However, they're not really involved in anything else beyond going to see his teachers in conferences. So Mr. Rolnick, who's Joel's teacher, believes that the family involvement, is an integral part of student success, and therefore he has made several attempts to get Joel's parents to come to participate, to get involved. However, they don't really respond to his requests. So Mr. Rolnick has been then seeking advice from a colleague about what he should do in this case, how to get the family involved. The colleague's name is Miss Smith, who stated that the family may have experienced discrimination at the school in the past, and that's why they're probably a little bit reluctant to come and kind of help out and stuff like that. So this is pretty much a brief summary of the case. So some factors I think keeping the family from volunteering. First of all, I think that the case is missing a lot of information. We don't really know much about the family. We don't have much background on the family except for the fact that they don't really participate in any type of, activities, or they don't get involved in anything else in the school. We don't know what their schedule's like. We don't know what type of work hours that they do, and they're also from a very different culture than we are, so we don't know what the culture is like. So and I think that we have a lot of information missing from the case. So some factors that I think could keep them from volunteering is probably their work schedule. They also from a very, very different culture, so maybe how they interact socially with other people is very different, so we have to keep that in mind. And also probably past experiences with the school district. So probably when they first arrived in the school district, they weren't feeling as welcomed from the community as they should have been, so they're kind of reluctant. And maybe the school's lack of support to the Vietnamese culture, and the family probably didn't feel welcome again as part of the school community, and the family probably feel like their culture is underrepresented at the school, and the school also might not be inclusive and culturally responsive. Personal experiences with this. I currently work in a district where parents are very, very involved, regardless of their cultures or where they come from. So as a counselor, I don't really have to chase parents to return my phone calls, respond to my emails. So they're very on top of it, and we have lots of programs at school for parents, and there's always a good turnout. We have big, big crowds of parents who come out whenever we have parent programs at nighttime. So I never have to chase them to come and get involved. Even if they don't speak English, they'll come with a translator, or they'll find someone to come. They really, really try to get involved. And on the flip side, I did work in a previous district where families were not as involved. Parents didn't really return phone calls or emails, so it was mostly because there were a lot of language barriers. We had a high Haitian population, Hispanic population, and also Portuguese population. I also speak Haitian Creole fluently, so I was called a lot to participate in IEP meeting as a translator for some of these parents. So I did work in a district where there weren't a lot of involvement because of language barriers. How should Mr. Rolnick and others reach out? So, how should Mr. Rolnick and other teachers and administrators reach out to parents and other caretakers who might have experienced school as a hostile environment where when they were students? So, first of all, I think it's important to establish relationship with families. We learned earlier in this module that it's important to have a relationship with them. As we learn in this course, building relationship with families is essential. Making sure that the family members, they feel welcome when they come to the community. And honestly, as a counselor, when parents come to register kids, I'm literally the first person of contact. So I'm the person, who give them the first impression. So I have to make them feel welcome. So because I have to take care of creating their kids scheduled and making sure that they're in the right classes, review their transcripts. So it's really important for me as a counselor to make sure that when families come to my school where I work, that they feel welcome. And the school also needs to understand that some families might be private and not necessarily passive. So as a school, we need to recognize that and respect that. And also sending out surveys to families is also a great idea, asking them about what their past experiences are, and what they can do to be supportive. So I think it's important to survey those family and ask them. Provide equity training for staff, and our staff members sometimes don't have knowledge of equity. So I think it's important to really provide those training for our staff so they can become knowledgeable about equity, creating more opportunity for community outreach, thinking about, what is the mission of our school. Think about your mission, think about your vision, and thinking about the core values of your school. And as a school, we need to create opportunities for parents to share their experiences, like creating some focus groups and things like that. And then hiring a diverse staff. So when parents come in, they can see people who kind of look like them, who experience the same thing that they do, who can kind of share their experiences. And also the school should really promote policies and practices that promotes inclusivity and equity. Personal experiences, again, as I mentioned before, I work in the previous district where it was very difficult to get parents to be involved, and the district has high population of Haitian, Hispanic, and Portuguese. As mentioned, I speak Haitian Creole, so I was very involved in helping that population. I connect with the families there, and I provided them with support. I translated for them. I got called into a lot of meetings to translate. And there were other staff members also who speak Spanish who were able to provide support for the Hispanic population. It was very challenging for some of our Portuguese families, but we did our best to make sure that they do feel welcome and supported. Some ways that parents can be involved, making sure as a school that we create different parents program for them, and opportunities so they can get involved. So sometimes parent works in the day, so we want to make sure we create those programs at nighttime. Creating opportunities for our families outside of the school, not just in our building, but in the community as well. Encourage them to attend their parent and teacher conferences, and also teach them how to advocate for their own children, because sometimes growing up in a different country, the curriculum is very different, so they're coming into the American system, so we can teach them about our curriculum and how we do things here, and then teach them how important it is to advocate for their own children. Encourage them to communicate regularly with their child's teacher, about their, the child's progress and what their needs are in the classroom. Encourage the parents to help out with academics at home by creating that supportive learning environment at home. Figure out how parents would like to be communicated, whether it's, via email, phone call, text, Zoom called, making sure that, us, both parties, that we're engaging communication. They're reaching out and we also reaching out as well. Sending out survey to them, asking them how they would like to help out and what ideas that they have and how they would like to contribute to the school community. And then encourage them to utilize all the resources that we have to provide to them as a school, and where those resources are and support that are available to them, and how can they access those resources. Personal experiences, again, my district parents are very involved. I don't have any issues with that. They're always willing to help out any way they can and asking questions. We provide a lot of parent programs, and they are usually very, very well attended. And pretty much this is the end of my presentation, and I look forward to listening to some of your presentation.